Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another rant style video. This isn't a cutcom like I'm usually making, and this video is more so aimed towards a couple creators on the platform. And these creators are some of the best Call of Duty creators that we have in the space right now, and that's Ink Slasher and T-Dog. Trust me, they are the best creators in the Call of Duty space right now when it comes to Call of Duty takes or Call of Duty opinions. And so this video is not like against them or anything like that. These are just some ideas that I have about some videos that they made a few days ago. Hope you guys do enjoy this little rant that I got. And before we move on, it's Christmas. You know what a good Christmas present for me would be? If you hit that subscribe button and we make it to 3,000 subscribers before December 25th. Anyways, love you guys. Let's get into it. So with Black Ops 7 right now, if you're someone who actually enjoys the game, and I mean like actually enjoys it, what it's doing, where it's going, and what it's attempting to be, you feel like you're not supposed to say that out loud, because the moment that you do, it feels like a swarm of people show up, and I've noticed it in my comment section for sure. And they have a pitchfork in hand screaming about the campaign or monetization or the fact that Activision's a horrible company or whatever the trending complaint of the day is. And trust me, you're allowed to like the game and still agree that Activision is scummy. Those two things have absolutely nothing to do with each other. But what's interesting is, even though I've been extremely positive about Black Ops 7, and I stand by that because I genuinely think this is the best multiplayer Call of Duty we've had in a very long time. But also I understand why some people don't see it that way. And it's not because those complaints are necessarily correct, but because Black Ops 7 landed in this very messy spot where BO6 poisoned the well before the game even really had a chance. Everyone walked in already expecting disappointment because of Black Ops 6. And Black Ops 7 has been fighting an uphill battle the second that the game came out. So today I wanted to talk about something that barely people do anymore, how Black Ops 7 can improve. Not in a this game's gonna die unless kind of way, not in a rage debate kind of way, not in a fix your game Treyarch kind of way, but in the way that COD fans used to talk about Call of Duty back when we actually loved the franchise and we wanted to see it thrive. Even if Black Ops 7 is a top 5 multiplayer COD, and even if it has fixed the things that we've been begging for over a decade now, there are still things that would save face, clean up the perception issues, and it would push Black Ops 7 to be seen as one of the greats. And none of those changes involve making COD like it used to be. Instead, they involve leaning harder into what Black Ops 7 already is, which is the closest thing we've had to a Black Ops 2 reimagining without actually remastering Black Ops 2. And that's exactly where I want to start with this video. Nostalgia does not need to die. In Black Ops 7's case, it needs to go harder. And right now I've heard some awesome creators. Trust me, they're my favorite creators, like people like T-Dog and Ink Slasher. And one of their takes is that nostalgia needs to die. And in most cases, absolutely, sure, I get it. COD players cling to nostalgia the same way that somebody clings to their ex's sweatshirt for 4 years after their breakup. People romanticize things that they barely remember. So I totally get it. However, I think they might be wrong in this instance, because Black Ops 7 is the one COD where nostalgia shouldn't die. It should actually be weaponized. Treyarch literally marketed this game as a Black Ops 2 reimagining. They built half of the game's identity around that. They told us up front, yes, BO6 butchered everything, but Black Ops 7 is going back to its roots. So now Treyarch is in this weird position where they're being judged twice. Once as a new Black Ops game, and again as a Black Ops 2 spiritual successor. And right now, and I'm not talking about those two creators, trust me, they're great. And right now, the people screaming that nostalgia is ruining COD are missing the bigger point. If Treyarch doesn't lean into Black Ops 2 nostalgia, players assume Black Ops 7 lied about being a reimagining, and then everyone gets cynical again and says, oh, this is definitely a Black Ops 6 DLC. So if anything, I think Black Ops 7 needs more nostalgia. It needs more BO2 identity. It needs more of those callbacks. It needs more weapons. It needs more maps. It needs more aesthetics. It needs more sound design. It just needs more Black Ops 2 themed things in the game. Black Ops 2 is the greatest content lineup in the entire history of Call of Duty. Some of the weapons, top tier. Maps, absolutely legendary. Zombies, identity, perfect. If Treyarch isn't remastering Black Ops 2 for 2025, they might as well recreate that feeling inside of Black Ops 7, because it's the closest we will get to getting that. And players clearly want that. Black Ops 2 nostalgia isn't a trap for this game. I think it's more of a lifeline. So I think Black Ops 7 should lean more into being a BO2 remake that isn't necessarily a remake, because that's like the one thing capable of reviving mainstream excitement for this game. So for my next point, I want to talk about menus. Quick play has to go. The next part is going to sound small, but it's bigger than it sounds. The quick play menu is actually hurting the game. COD used to be extremely simple. You want TDM, you click TDM. You want domination, you click domination. You want kill confirmed, you click it. However, recent CODs do that you want to uncheck every mode you don't want kind of thing. That's anti-intuitive for casual players, and casual players are most of the player base. What ends up happening is people queue into modes they don't even seem to want to play. Matchmaking has to juggle all these preferences, disbanding lobbies become chaotic, and then player pools become fragmented. And then sometimes these maps end up feeling pretty repetitive because game mode pools get weirdly weighted on that. Removing quick play and going back to the classic method, as in like picking the mode you do want to play, would solve a ton of the matchmaking stress overnight. Black Ops 7 has fixed so many core problems already. No SBMM, or should I say toned down SBMM, no disbanding lobbies, much better connections, more relaxed pacing. But the one weird modern flaw that slipped through this is the menu system. Fixing it would bring player flow closer to older Call of Duties, and Black Ops 7 desperately needs that to compete with the classic COD experience. Another point in my notes here is Black Ops 7 needs more unique weapons, and yes, some should be Black Ops 2 guns. Now this is where we get into the more content side of Black Ops 7, specifically weapons with this. Black Ops 7's arsenal is fine already, it's functional, there are some standouts, but if Treyarch wants Black Ops 7 to feel like an evolving COD rather than Black Ops 2 Lite, they need more unique defining guns as well. So and my wish list for this is like the ballista that we're already getting, the MP7, gotta have it. AN94, we don't really need an explanation on that. The Executioner, it sounds weird, but it's an extremely interesting gun. The MTAR, it's iconic. LSAT, I don't need to say more about this one either, do I? And this one's a little weird, but I think we need a riot shield. Don't get me wrong, I don't like riot shields, but it definitely makes search and destroy a lot more interesting. And these content drops don't need to feel like copy and paste. Reusing classic content is not necessarily lazy if the content is legendary. If Black Ops 7 is going to lean into BO2 nostalgia like it definitely should, it's got to go all the way. It can't flirt with it. It's got to commit to it. It's just some thoughts I have on content. And when we talk about map pool, Black Ops 7 has some good maps and some that just kind of exist. However, I think a ton of maps would definitely restore this game's identity really quickly. The list is crystal clear. We need Slums, Turbine, Yemen, Cove, Carrier, Studio, Plaza, Mirage, and some Black Ops 3 maps if we're feeling like Frisky or something, Redwood, Aquarium, Combine, and Evac. The map pool is one of the biggest areas where Black Ops 7 can win a lot of players back, giving casuals places to breathe and giving sweats places to fry. Give the community recognizable locations, because the maps make up the identity, maps make up memory, and maps create new nostalgia. Black Ops 7 needs more of the maps that shaped our generation, so these newer players can experience them as well. So the next point in my notes is that the events need massive upgrades. The community versus community event that we just had in Black Ops 7, it can go straight in the dumpster, to be honest. It was fun and all, but it's not good for casuals. Black Ops 7 is known for mystery, challenges, exploration, puzzles, hidden unlocks, and weird little side objectives. Yet for some reason, Black Ops 7's events so far, and I mean, we've only had one of them, there's not really a whole lot of soul in that event that we just had. I think Black Ops 7 needs challenge events that span across multiple modes again, rewards that are Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3 themed, some XP boosts in there, unlockable camos, calling cards, and gear that actually feel earned, not necessarily I played, for 15 million hours and I got 100 million XP like this last event we just had was. And I think a lot of this content needs to be tied to some like Treyarch eras. Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 3 themed seasonal events would go absolutely bonkers. Players would lose their mind like unlocking some of this content. Imagine like a BO2 throwback event, or a BO3 Cybercore event, or a 115 event themed all around zombies and Element 115, which I mean they kind of do every year, but it's not on the scale that it should be. Let's think about like some certain events for certain maps, a raid, and then the map studio, like if they ever add that creative themed event. Like imagine if they hid little objects around certain maps that you had to find, and that's how you unlock these cosmetics. And we could also have like weapon chase events for like a Black Ops 2 diamond camo, but the diamond camo could look low end graphically, kind of like the old Black Ops 2 style one. I'm ranting here a little bit, but I think players want reasons to log in. Events should be the thing that gives them that. Now, the next point on my notes is that store items need an evolution, not an overhaul. To Treyarch's credit, the store this year, from what we've seen in Season 1's patch notes, are more grounded and far more Black Ops themed than past games. However, I still think there's still some room for improvement. Here's some things that Black Ops 7 should add in the store instead of just being skins and blueprints. They should add like sound packs. Treyarch, I've been begging for this ever since day one of this game. Add a Black Ops 2 sound pack, Black Ops 2 announcer, Black Ops 2 weapon sounds, hit marker sounds. We gotta have it, Treyarch. I'm telling you right now. We could also have like skin variations tied tied to classic factions. They kind of did that with the prestige skins, but I think they could go more into looking exactly how they did in like Black Ops 2. I mean, some of the bundles that they sell could also include challenges to unlock the certain thing in that bundle without a time limit. I think that would be a fun way to improve retention. Maybe that's a dumb take, I don't know. They could also sell like inspecs for certain weapons and stuff like that. Not necessarily just inspecs for blueprints, but inspecs for weapons that are already in the game. The story isn't bad, but it could definitely be a lot cooler without necessarily turning into Fortnite. And Black Ops 7 is definitely the perfect game to test these things. So the next point in my notes is Black Ops 7's pace is really good, but it could use a few micro tweaks. The pacing of Black Ops 7 is very close to perfect for me. It's smooth, readable, it's aggressive, but it's not necessarily crazily insane. It's got high skill expression, but still casual, friendly enough thanks to the open matchmaking. And I noticed that T-Dog mentioned in his last video, and I don't want to harp on T-Dog here, he's an amazing creator, but he mentioned in his last video that limiting FOV is a fix for sweating pacing. Personally, I think that's the wrong call. Limiting FOV punishes some of the higher end players and makes casuals dizzy, to be honest, because we've been playing with high FOV for so long now. I think we should slightly lower the movement speeds and adjust animations to match that high FOV properly. They could figure out the exact percentage that they need to lower the movement speed to make it match how the 80 FOV would feel. Do you get what I'm trying to say here? I don't think Black Ops 7 needs a major pacing overhaul, just some small tuning to make engagements feel more readable, and they could reduce that constant sprinting pressure that casuals always complain about. And for my last point on my notes is kind of about the reality of Black Ops 7 and the reality of most Call of Duties since Black Ops 3, to be honest. For all the complaints and for all the discourse and for all the noise, I personally believe that Black Ops 7 is the closest we've been to a real authentic Call of Duty multiplayer wise in years. It's not necessarily Modern Warfare 19's tactical realism. It's not MW2's safe but corporate shooter. And it's not Black Ops 6's, I don't even know what to say about that. Black Ops 7 feels like a Call of Duty. It feels like a multiplayer. It feels like a Treyarch game. It feels like if Black Ops 2 had a cousin. It feels like something the older community could have bonded over if they make some changes. But I think Black Ops 6 tainted the name so badly that Black Ops 7 is paying for that game's sins. But I think the crybaby outrage is just completely unwarranted. The loudest people are the ones who honestly barely played the game. And the gameplay is genuinely fantastic in the multiplayer. I'm not talking about the I don't even want to say the campaign, because that's not even a campaign. Treyarch, what even was that, brother? In my opinion, Black Ops 7 is easily a top 5 Call of Duty, and it could climb higher if Treyarch embraces the identity that it already has and fixes the friction points and commits to the nostalgic directions I think fans clearly want. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you guys did, be sure to drop a like, subscribe, leave a comment below. Love you, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.